Alright, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's your girl Fee on YouTube, and this is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you so. It's a pro boss and pro Jesus loving channel over here. Okay? We talk everything Jesus. You know? We talk everything boxing, and we put the word of God in it where we can, you know. That's just something that we do over here. No pun intended. Right? So today has been really busy, man. This been a real busy day in the sport. I mean, to be honest, I don't know where to start. I just said, let me jump on here, you know, and say what I need to say. You know what I'm saying? And say what needs to be said. You know? I'm sorry, y'all. I know the visuals suck, but what I be saying, I be talking about something. You know what I'm saying? I be talking about something for sure. So, listen. It's been leaked, allegedly, supposedly. I don't know if it's true, but this is just what's being reported on these YouTube boxing streets, that we're gonna get that Devin Haney and that Ryan Garcia 2 fight. Now I ain't finna elaborate. I'm just gonna report it and go to the next subject. You know what I'm saying? You know, I done said enough, you know, and enough has been said, right? So we're gonna move on from that, you know. So also, okay, Clarissa Shields has said that once again that she could be the man, and I'm on record saying let's go ahead and make it happen for her. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and make it happen. Period. Let's see what's up. You know, whoever willing to fight her, whatever fighter is willing to fight her. Rolly Ramiro, Keith Thurman want to finally, you know, get his payback for all the nasty things she said about him, whatever. You know, she be into it with Tank. Let her get in the ring with Tank. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put her in the ring with these fellas and let's see what she twerking with. You know what I'm saying? Cause in my opinion, it look like she don't know no good. You know what I'm saying? And she'll have to get taught a lesson, because, you know, in real life, nobody really wants to see a woman fight a man. What are you doing? Just finna swerve out here and hit me? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Let's let her get that work. Also, she was out shopping with her friend or her family and their daughter, who's a teenager, was going back and forth with her. Now, first of all, I'm a firm believer in the child should stay in the child place. No child should be joking with no grown woman. I don't condone that. I don't give a how much we ain't feeling Clarissa. You know what I'm saying? Period. However, Clarissa as well shouldn't be joking with a child, because they don't know when to stop. You know, and then it makes you go too far, and in the end, you're the adult. It makes you look bad. So now you going back and forth with a teenager having nasty jokes. And I call nasty jokes that are insulting, but you say you just playing, we just playing around, but y'all insulting each other. And you doing this with a teenage girl. And I don't care if you say, oh, she's 18. It doesn't matter. She's still a teenage girl. You're a super grown woman. Matter of fact, you're an elder compared to her, and it just looks tacky for a multi-millionaire to be arguing with a child, your friend's child or your family's child at that. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they got to talking about edges and wigs and stuff, and I was just like, this is so tacky, you know. I mean, I ain't never seen nothing like it. You know, it just, as far as outside the ring, not inside, it just goes from bad to worse for her repertoire. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. You know, so Clarissa, if you run across this man, come on, man. At some point, I know you want to show that you're unbothered and prove that you're unbothered. And if you are, kudos to you, baby girl. But certain things are just not, in the South, we say becoming of you. And at some point, you know, you got to stick a fork in it and be done with the bush. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You just gotta. You just gotta. So, Keyshawn Davis, let me just say this about Keyshawn. I want to say that a lot of us, including myself, was like, we don't get enough fight for him. The way he carried after his brother lost that fight and disrespected the other fighter and stuff, we was just like, we didn't care for him. You know, and I was like, if I don't get another fight from him, I'm cool. You know, but I'm on record saying that if he wants to win the favor back of the people, you know, all you got to do is just step off the scene, regroup, do corrective behavior. Don't do no talking for a few months or you know what I'm saying? And then come back and let us see what you twerking with. And that's exactly what that brother did. I mean, he did exactly what I said he should do. You know what I'm saying? He stepped off the scene. We didn't hear from him. And then he came back. You know what I'm saying? Got a good fight. Did amazing. And now he like going sparring people and just showing out. And, you know, he's being respectful. He's being carrying himself like an honorable young man. And, you know, I'm back. See, I'm back lit about him again. I'm back about him. Now I'm about him again. You know what I'm saying? Had he not did that, had he decided that he's not going to take that break and he going to push his narrative in our face, we just would have lost respect for the brother. But no, you know, he did exactly what I said he should do. And I appreciate him so much for that. If you want to know what I had to say about Keyshawn Davis carrying on and acting up when his brother fought and they went and jumped the dude and all this other type of stuff, go back. You'll see it. I don't know what the name of the video is, but you'll see it. In the title, you'll know. However, you know, Keyshawn Davis was one of the people that was making fun of Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? With this Ryan Garcia and him testing positive for PEDs. But now a lot of people looking at Keyshawn like, we want to see you fight Ryan. Now he want to be all apprehensive and this and that and the other. But when he's on record before, you know what I'm saying, not being so graceful towards Devin. You know, now we the people, Boston fans, all of us who had a problem with Bill. I don't have one with him no more. Me and Bill chopped it up, and I've gained a new respect and honor for Bill. You know what I'm saying? But for those of us at the time who was just so sick of Bill and his antics and his bullshit, we was making fun of the situation, giving, you know, Devin a good heart, giving Devin a hard time off of the name of his father. You know, it wasn't so much about Devin. But for you, a fighter who actually got to get in the ring with him and took what Ryan did lightly, but now people like, yeah, they want to see you in the ring with him and you on the rise right now. Now you think it's smart, like, yeah, I don't even want to take the risk to fight him unless he clean up his act, this and that and the other. It's just like, I think it's a little, you know, a little iffy. But I would like to see, you know what I'm saying? Because right now, Ryan Garcia seems to be the go-to guy right now. For whatever reason, he's now become like the go-to guy to beat for some reason. All right. And, you know, you got guys being real apprehensive about fighting him. You know, but no, I just feel like don't take that attitude now because y'all wasn't rocking with him when it would have actually been a good idea for all of y'all to gather together and say, hey, Pez is wrong and he need to be held accountable. And maybe if all of the fighters would have got together and pushed a little harder, you know what I'm saying, they would have set some new rules in place to make it even tougher for you to fight again if you get caught with Pez in your system, you know, because you risk really hurting somebody when you have that in your system. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether it's something that gives more stamina and strength, it doesn't matter. All of those things, you know, are increasers of what you already got in you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. But, you know, I guess he feel like, you know, it is what it is. But I'm just saying, let's watch the hypocrisy. Let's watch the double standards, period, in the sport, you know? So a lot of people, like, feel like how I felt that we don't give a damn. Tank as well. We get another fight for him again. And I got various videos saying I don't give a damn if I ever see that nigga fight. I'm on record saying that 2 years ago. Like, once I realized that he was not going to give us what we, the sports supporters of the sport of boxing, want to see, I was like, I'm good on you. I don't ever got to see you fight again. Talk about belts don't matter. And then Floyd even back. The reason why he took on that mentality was because of, you know, the people over him. Let me just say that. I ain't gonna name no name. Scratch the name I said before. But y'all know what's what. If you watch this, if you do this, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, Tank don't know no good. You know what I'm saying? He don't know no good. So, bye. Go ahead and retire. You know what I'm saying? You gonna duck us, you gonna buck us, that's fine. We already had to give up on him 2 years prior. And have the commentary and the videos to prove it. But now that he's coming back, and he's been out of the spotlight for a while, he's actually been very quiet for the past 6 months. I can appreciate the excitement that he brings, even though it didn't really have much to do with him fighting the people that we wanted to fight, but just the energy that he brought, you know, I miss it now. And I don't mind him coming back to go ahead and give us this Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and to go ahead and give us this Lamont Roach. Rumor has it that he is. That's what Blue say. And to be honest, Blue, we sleep on Blue a lot. Blue blood over there, but he was right about a lot of 80% out of 100% of the things he say, he end up being right. You know what I'm saying? So shout out Blue blood. You know what I'm saying? 10 year boxer commentating. Look to be, you know, 200 and something pounds. You know, no taller than 6 feet tall, long hair that he tucked under his hat, sitting in the Ferrari or whatever he used to be sitting in with a red leather, one wife, you know, 4 kids. I don't know how many kids he have, I'm guessing. Multiple kids having, you know, LDBC. You know, I'm mocking him, y'all. If y'all know how he do, you know, I'm mocking him. But shout out Blue, man. You know, we got to give him his credit. He said we might get these 2 fights. And guess what? You know, I ain't going to hold my breath, but I'm going to say I'm a little excited. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get this Isaac Pitbull Cruz fight, because, you know, a lot of people had him beating Isaac Pitbull Cruz, but the boxing media, and I ain't even talking about the new media, you know, who really break this down and emphasize on this shit. But it was like a lot of the old media and all of the guys there and the reporters and stuff like that gave him a hard time, and said that, you know, he didn't look good in that fight, you know, and it made Calvin Ford so mad he was about to cry, and Floyd had to take over. I don't know if you remember that presser after the fight, and Floyd had to take over and go ahead and kill that noise, you know. And that was the good thing about, like I said in my other videos, Tank having that type of destiny helper in your corner, that who I felt like he didn't treat right and honor and respect, you know, correctly. And if you notice, everybody that crosses Floyd when Floyd genuinely tried to help people, it ain't work out for him in the end. So that should tell you something about Floyd Mayweather. And that's why you got to be careful how you treat guys chosen. I don't care what you say. You understand? Because they are protected by a higher power. Amen. Amen. And we ain't gonna go there. So I want to go ahead and see the Isaac Pitbull Cruz fight, and I want to see him go ahead and knock him out. You know what I'm saying? And then I want to get the Lamont Roach fight, and if he can, you know, if he actually can beat Lamont Roach, because I'm not gonna sleep on Lamont Roach. I didn't sleep on him before. I'm not gonna sleep on him now. But if he can knock him, I want to see him knock him out, and I want to see him move on to, like I said, I've been saying, the fight to make is the Devin Haney and the Gervonta Tank Davis fight. Everybody knows that's the biggest fight in boxing. Go back to my other videos. We could go back a year or 2 years ago. I've been saying these things. You know, these are my observations. You know what I'm saying? So, and I always say you could go back and get the proof in my other videos, because I don't want y'all to think I'm just pulling this stuff out my behind, or, you know, I'm just a girl who don't know what she be talking about. No, I watch this, and I know I don't break it down the way I don't know the, you know, the lingo, you know, but listen, I do this, son, and I know some good. Unlike some of these others don't know no good. But, you know, I'm on record saying that's the fight to make. You know what I'm saying? At this point, Shakur don't need Tank. We don't gotta see a Shakur and a Tank fight. We actually can get Isaac Pitbull Cruz. Let's go ahead and double back and get the Lamont Roach. Let's go ahead and go and see if we can get the Keyshawn Davis. So let's jump straight to Tank Davis, and then he can retire. He good to go. If he can get him a exhibition fight, you know, with somebody, that's cool too. A Pacquiao, something like that, that's cool too. But other than that, he can retire with that. He don't have to fight Shakur. Devin Haney is the one to seal his legacy. Keyshawn Davis is the one to show a real, you know, shaker and mover in the sport like a Keyshawn Davis. Fresh talent. You know what I'm saying? That'd be amazing for if Tank can beat him as well. And if he can be undefeated with all those guys, even if he win by a landslide, then Tank can earn back the respect that he once had from a lot of us, and then we could go ahead and you know, seal his fate in the Hall of Fame and all that type of stuff right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all come below, let me know what y'all think, man. You know? Do y'all agree with me on that? I know we all said we sick of Tank, a lot of us, but at the same time, if we could go ahead and get it, if this hardship that he's been through has taught him some lessons, and if we could get this Lamont Roach fight, I don't care if he do the Isaac Pitbull Cruz fight. If we could get him in there with Keyshawn Davis, if we could get him in there with Devin Haney, that's perfect. That I don't give a damn if after that he still want to make more money and then go ahead on to fight Ryan Garcia after, or do an exhibition fight. But if we could get these fights I just named, then we're working with something. We're working with something. You know? And, you know, that's that on that. Come below, let me know what y'all think. That's all I got. Peace.